Good morning, Sheyenne.
Good morning, Bob.
Can I start by asking you why you decided to become a teacher?
Sure. I decided to go to school originally for child psychology, and I had a big passion for mental health problems, especially in children. But in my last year of schooling, I ended up taking a course that focused on mental health issues within the classroom, and I began to notice that a lot of the support wasn't there in the classroom, and I felt that I could, that this was a place that I really wanted to be, and I had an advantage because of my background in psychology. I could really notice the needs of these children and best help them in that manner before a problem becomes an even bigger problem.
Okay, thank you. Could you tell us about a lesson that you taught that went really well and why you thought that was?
In my last practicum, I was in a kindergarten classroom, and we noticed that a lot of the children were struggling in their rhyming. They couldn't recognize the end sounds and blending their words. So I focused on making an activity for them. I would have about 4 to 5 children come with me. They would have a placemat in front of them with a picture of a word on it. So for example, it would be a picture of a key, and they had 4 empty boxes. And I would give them 2 pictures or 2 options, and they had to choose which word best rhymed with the original picture. So for example, it would be a picture of a tag and a picture of a bee, and they would have to recognize that bee rhymes with key. And it worked really well. By the end of the 6 weeks that I was there, most of the kids were progressing into recognizing rhyming words and starting to produce those rhyming words by themselves.
Okay, thank you. What is your approach to behaviour management?
I think it's really key to build relationships with your students and to implement a good structure and routine. I think especially with kids who are at risk, consistency is really key with them, and giving the children the opportunity to know their learning goals, to know the expectations of their classroom, and praising that positive behavior.
Okay, thank you. Can I just clarify
Yeah.
that what in Canada you call at risk, we call disadvantaged children? Is that children from low socioeconomic backgrounds?
Yeah, so it can be.
Right.
At-risk is really broad in Canada. It can be those from low socioeconomic backgrounds or poverty. It could be children with any type of disability or special needs. It could be children coming from a divorced family, children from families with a military background. It's really broad.
Okay.
Just children who need that extra support.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you tell us what you're hoping to gain from having an alternative practicum in the United Kingdom?
Yeah, I just really want to get that exposure to a different culture, and I think that Canada and the UK have very similar approaches to their teaching, and I love to see how the UK really approaches teaching their primary students, so early learning, early language, early mathematics, reading abilities, things like that, as well as how they support those children with mental health problems.
Okay, thank you. If you think back to your last practicum, Sheyenne, what would the teacher of the class say are your strongest attributes as a young beginning teacher?
She said that I was really great at creating relationships with the students, and I'm really enthusiastic to learn. I love being in school, and I love learning different ways to teach the kids and how to best support them, as well as I like to think of myself as a pretty positive person, so I think that helps.
Okay, thank you very much.